Hello everyone, welcome to the Art of Gracious Living. I have two new European fashion brands that make unbelievably high quality pants that are going to fit right into your wardrobe and that are available on eBay for unbelievably cheap discounts over retail. I'm talking 80-95% off retail. And the first brand we're going to talk about is Façonnable. This is a French brand that was founded in the Riviera in Nice by Albert Goldberg in the 50s. This is yet again a post-war European fashion success story. They were very popular among the Riviera set, and they were bought by Nordstrom in 1987 for $169 million. And Nordstrom pretty much kept a hands-off attitude towards Façonnable. If you went into a Nordstrom store back in the 90s, they would have actually pronounced it Faconnable. I think it's a little bit of an unfortunate name for a fashion brand because Façonnable sounds an awful lot like a fancied up version of fashionable. But it actually is French for fashionable, but fashionable in the sense not of a la mode or in fashion, but fashion as in the garment could be perfectly shaped to the wearer. So fashion in the sense of fitting it appropriately to the use. But anyway, Façonnable became the house brand of Nordstrom's all through the 90s and 2000s. And of course, anybody that's ever been to a Nordstrom understands that Nordstrom is really extremely high-end retailer. I love Nordstrom's. I love the service you get. All the salespeople on the floor are on partial commission, so they are very motivated to take good care of you. It's really almost as high-end as Neiman Marcus and any of the other high-end retailers out there. So the fact that it was the Nordstrom house brand is in no way a put down. It's actually a sign of quality. And these continue to be made in Europe for the most part anyway, with a switch over to manufacturing in Hong Kong, which was equally high-end manufacturing to Italian and European during the 90s. So anyway, what's so great about these pants? Well, there are two kinds of pants made by Façonnable that I recommend. The number one I recommend are their 5-pocket twill. And you can refer to them as jeans. I think it's appropriate to refer to them as jeans. They are a jean, except they're not denim. So these are a twill jean, 5-pocket. They are cut, at least in their F40 cut, which is the one that you're going to find most often on eBay, are cut very, very similar to Levi's 501s. So this is a straight leg, full rise, 5-pocket jean, fully riveted construction. Let's take a look at it from the front. You've got a cool kind of conical button, which I like the feel of using it. Your thumb kind of goes right in it. High quality zipper, YKK. 6 rivets, watch pocket. Again, cut just like a jean. And in this lovely, lovely twill. Fairly lightweight, making these a very appropriate pant for summer. White, mostly off-white and tan 5-pocket twill trousers are really my go-to for summer wear. I love them. They look great. They're easy to style, and they're comfortable. So we'll look a little bit at the detail. Here's the tag. Faconnable jeans. I wear a 42 regular right now, a little on the heavy side, and made in Macau, which again is the independent, or at least formerly independent, Portuguese colony, very similar in structure to Hong Kong. And at the time that these were made in the 90s, that was a hub of really high quality Asian manufacturing. It predated the rise of and domination of Chinese manufacturing. Nice little waist, sort of a, it's not really a waistband, but it's just a little nice little touch here. Not an aggressive branding on the outside, just a little bit of an orange Façonnable tag on the pocket. Nothing on here. So again, unlike their shirts, Façonnable pants did not have aggressive branding. I do not recommend their shirts. Façonnable shirts, again, are very 90s styled, which was when they were sold. They were a very stylish shirt. The patterns tend to go towards stripes, bold stripes and bright colors, which is really not in style right now. We've kind of gotten away from that flamboyant look for men. And also they have fairly aggressive branding tags on the pockets, which I personally prefer a shirt with absolutely no branding on it. Again, that was very 90s, and so I do not recommend the Façonnable shirts, although they're mostly made in USA and of exceptionally good quality. So if you happen to find one that you like and you don't mind a little branding on the pocket, by all means, take a look at them. They're dirt cheap. These pants were under $30. These retailed for over $300. Today, these would probably retail in the neighborhood of $450 to $500. So you're getting, again, 97%, 95%, 90% off retail. I bought these about 15 years ago. That was shortly after the end of the Nordstrom era. Nordstrom sold Façonnable to a Lebanese financial group, basically a wealthy Lebanese family. The Lebanese family kind of drove the brand into the ground and sold it at a distress sale for half of what they paid for it to a Hong Kong-based financial group. So the quality that you're looking for is going to be the Nordstrom era, and you're not going to see these on eBay from that later iteration when they were owned by the Lebanese group, and you're certainly not going to see any of the current manufacture. They don't sell in the U.S. anymore, and really what you're going to find on eBay are going to be the Nordstrom era trousers, which is exactly what you want. So pretty much anything you find on eBay is going to be good, and I recommend you don't walk to eBay to try to find these wonderful, wonderful pants. They're going to range from $15 each to maybe $30, $35, and lowball. Always make an offer, lowball these pants, because these sit for years on eBay unsold. The only reason is that Façonnable is not a well-known fashion brand. It became a house brand of Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's customers know it, but Nordstrom customers generally don't buy used pants on eBay. So again, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to get super high quality, designed in France, trousers in a very, very fashionable style. I also highly recommend their khaki chinos. Khaki chinos are another real great buy with Façonnable pants. Look for the chinos, look for the 5-pocket twills. Those are the two that you want. The F series are what you're mostly going to find. These are the core classic fit for Façonnable. As you can see, this is what the tag looks like. Model F40. And that is their classic straight fit, mid-rise, straight leg, moderate thigh. It's the default, and you're going to mostly find F40s. F50s is a more relaxed cut. F30 is a trim, straight, slightly lower rise. I like the F40 best. I like a little bit higher rise these days. I think low-rise jeans and low-rise pants are really not in style right now for men. And then the F20s, you're not going to see very often. They're the slim cut. And they're not a skinny jean, but they're what you want if you really like a slim cut that follows the leg with a narrow leg opening. Again, you want to look for the chinos and you want to look for the 5-pocket twill trousers. Now, the next brand is one that you may have heard of. It's certainly better known than Façonnable, and that is good old Zegna. Zegna is an Italian brand, and it's certainly better known than Façonnable, and it's considerably higher end than Façonnable. This is extremely high-end Italian fashion, sold through their own boutiques and a few very limited retailers like Neiman Marcus. Zegna pants are superb quality. They are on par with Incotex, the Hiltels that I did another video about, which you should look at if you're interested in bargains on eBay. And Zegna has been my go-to for at least 20 years. I could do a whole video on just their jackets and suits, which are screaming deals too, but we're going to limit it at this point to their 5-pocket jean. Now, these retail for $800 to $900. These are really a high-end pant. Zegna's never been sold. It's still family-owned. It was a pre-war company that survived the war and came out, became a success after the war. The quality has remained outstanding. The first Zegna store I ever went to was in Venice, and that was where I was really introduced to proper sales technique on the part of men's clothing retail outlets. That's the kind of store where the salesperson follows you around the store at a respectful distance, ready to answer any questions that you have after having greeted you warmly. So that's a great brand, and you can get these for $35 to $45. That is 95 to 97% off retail. You can find them listed all day for $45 to $65, but again, lowball these, because for some reason used Zegna clothing goes cheap, and probably because Zegna has not been aggressively advertised. It's not a brand that is a household name. Zegna is an exclusive brand that's always been an exclusive brand that remains an exclusive brand, and the people that buy Zegna, like the people that shop at Nordstrom's, they do not buy used clothes on eBay. They buy brand new stuff. And so the used stuff becomes orphaned and sold dirt cheap after having been picked up probably at estate sales or yard sales or thrift stores. Now, I'm going to point out the things that make these Zegna 5-pocket twill jeans cut above the already excellent Façonnable. They've got a little strap here. First of all, they're made in Italy, so 100% European. Zegna owns their own mills, very high end, and so the quality of this brush twill is just outstanding. It's soft as butter, gorgeous stuff. Again, light enough to wear in the summer. These are a tan, pretty much a khaki twill 5-pocket jean. So the features that really set them apart are this hanger, kind of a locker loop, a secondary waistband here that's branded Zegna, Ermenegildo Zegna, and they also have a double belt loop. And the purpose of these is twofold. First of all, if you have a wider belt, you put it through the outer one. If you have a narrower belt, you put it through the inner one. And it also gives you have your belt through the inner one, and then your excess belt goes through the outer one. So that just keeps them separate, and it's a sign of high quality. You don't see it often, but it's, a bunch of extra sewing steps. Beautiful Zegna branded rivets. Again, they don't rivet the watch pocket, but look at the stitching on this watch pocket. Beautiful. Again, super high quality. Zipper, YKK. herringbone twill pocket fabric. Just a superb pair of pants. And look at the ball bearing swivel on this. So cool. Great pants. I love them. I got these very cheap. They were a little bit worn at the bottom, which I don't care because I wear these as a casual pant. I wear them with boots. They're a summer go-to, and the price reflected it. These were under $20, which again is just a screaming deal for an $800 pair of pants. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. This is really a chino, high quality chino fabric, which is the equal of my RRL officer chinos. So it's really a chino cut like a jean. Just a great pair of pants. And again, they are full rise. They do have this cool little suede. Again, very understated. No other branding on the back. Just a straight. And really, really beautiful. Made in Italy. Probably as good. I'll go out and say they're the finest twill 5-pocket jeans that you can buy. And unbelievably cheap. Again, these are under $30. Low ball offer always. You want to look for made in Italy, made in Portugal, made in Romania. So basically the made in Europe ones are the best. They do come in a stretch, but they also mostly come in 100% cotton twill. And you're going to pay a little bit more for the made in Italy ones, but the Portugal, Romania ones are still good. And really any origin, you can't go wrong. Sizing does vary with these. Always buy your pants on eBay where you can see the measurements directly measured by a tape measure on the listing. And if they don't do that, ask, because there's a little bit of vanity sizing going on with Zegna pants, so be careful. Always measure. Measure a pair of pants that fit you well and compare that measurement to the measurements on the site. And if you see anything, $60, offer half, and then maybe go up to, say, $40. So a $60 listing, try to get them for $30, and then take them at $40. Again, a $45 listing, offer something like $25, and they'll probably take it. But if they don't, at $35, it's still a heckin' deal. You can style these with anything. They're just a great summer pant. And that's it for this week. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We like those comments. They're very interesting. What do you think? Would you wear these in the summer? What would you wear them with? And I appreciate it very much. Thanks again. Bye.